Hello, 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 and welcome to the TRC main show of the Rag Company podcast. This is number 18.
Yeah,
we're
legal now.
We're legal now.
We're legal now.
Well, yeah, detailers, come at us. Wait, what? Okay, anyway.
What's going on here?
That got weird.
What's happening?
All right, well, at any rate, you may notice, no Levi today. I took his spot, but that doesn't mean I took his place.
Yeah.
Levi's an important fixture here.
What are you trying to say there? You're taking his
spot? What I'm
spot?
trying to say is Levi is at
okay.
home with this sick kid, and he has important things to do,
Yeah, that's what
and they
it
don't
is.
involve being here. And that's okay because sick kids always come first.
They do. Yep,
Yeah.
they definitely do. So it's just going to be me and Dane today. It's going to be
So get better, little guy.
low-key, smooth
Yeah.
jams with Dane and Anthony.
I don't know about slow jams, but we do have some fun stuff to talk about. So yeah, when the two of us get together, it tends to get kind of goofy,
It gets
kind of
weird.
silly.
It
So
gets weird.
yeah, hopefully
just
you guys
roll
are all
with
right
it.
with that. Yeah. Any rate, so yeah, we got some stuff to talk about. Let's talk about those IK sprayers. I know we
Yeah.
talked about them last time,
Yes. Yeah.
but oh man, what happened?
So for those who don't know, our IK sprayers that we pulled on to start distributing, they flew off the shelf basically the first night we had them, and so me and Dane really, I would say that me and you were, I don't want to take full responsibility, but we really rallied to bring these things on. We really wanted to make it happen.
It's exciting,
and
just when you find something that does something unique like that. And I know somebody in the comments right now is writing down there were other foaming sprayers before, and there are other foaming sprayers out there. We acknowledge that. It's not like we're pretending it's
it's not a thing.
Yeah, but in the interest of there's innovation, but then there's also quality, and when you got to stand up for quality, sure, maybe somebody did it first, but also who does it best?
Yeah.
And well, the other hard part is, okay, what's best?
Yeah.
Does that really mean well, I'll let you go ahead.
Yeah.
But basically, quality is important.
These IK sprayers, like we kind of mentioned before, I found them at SEMA and made a connection with the national sales manager, and we totally hit it off. And so after doing a little bit more research on them and actually testing them and putting them through weeks and weeks of testing and abuse, we realized that this is something that we wanted to carry. This is something that we needed. So we started carrying the foamer, we started carrying the multi, and we picked up a few of the bigger 1.3 gallon foamers. So
those are cool.
We initially, the day we sold out was all based off of a Instagram story we posted.
That's the thing. We didn't even really advertise it. All we did, we didn't make a official post on Instagram, nothing like that. We put it in our story.
Yeah.
That was it. So for those not familiar, it works like Snapchat. Kind of where you have a continuous whatever, somebody records a thing and then they add it to their story. So I'm talking to the folks out there who don't use the apps and stuff.
Basically, it's like a post. It's a public post you'd make on your social media that would disappear after 24 hours. So basically, we post about something, in 24 hours it disappears. It's not stuck on our feed anymore. So if you were wanting to go back and find it, you can't because it's gone pretty much forever.
Yeah.
So what we did is we made just kind of a teaser shot of these sprayers in action on our story, because we had limited stock to start out with, and we were thinking maybe we'll have some interest or get a few questions about them. We didn't think that we would come back.
You
to work
don't
the next
have
day
any clue. We don't
to find them
normally
sold out.
post stuff in our stories because we never really mess with that. I'm younger generation, they're really into Snapchat and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I know I'm supposed to be the younger generation, but I guess I never got super into that. But the more I look at it, I'm like, oh, I better get savvy with it. So it seems like all the social media platforms are starting to adopt sort of this kind of stream of consciousness kind of posting as an option. It's not the only way, but I think Snapchat kind of was the forebear, and they were the ones who really started that whole thing. It's evolved a lot.
It's
since.
kind of like, it's kind of like it's like, I don't know, like Twitter, for example. I have a lot of opinions about social media. That's what we do all day, and so, but like Twitter, for example, is it's a thought that you have and you tweet it. Twitter is not meant to have this full post that's full of meaning and all this stuff. Twitter's meant to post waiting for coffee at Starbucks, and then that's it.
Here's what I ate today, or here's my political opinion. There's always something.
It's quick little thoughts that people people like, and people like to see that. Whereas if you're making a Facebook post or an Instagram post, it's there. It's, you've made this post, you've written out this caption, you've posted this picture, it's not going anywhere, and you can go back and check it. To whereas these stories or like Snapchats or whatever you want to refer to as, these are quick little snippets, little pictures, little videos that just disappear.
They're fleeting. They're here one day and they're gone the next.
Exactly.
Never to be seen again.
So, it might just be something that's relevant at that time in that person's life, and they want to post it. And so that's why we're trying to make more use of doing things like that. So maybe, if people are more interested in seeing that versus these full-fledged posts. But anyways, back on track with the IK sprayers. So we sold out, and we've had a lot of hype building up over this last week, more than we ever thought. We've had tons of messages, emails, calls, asking when we're going to get more of these in.
There's a flood of people going, when's it coming? When are they going to be online? When can I get it? I need it. I need it now. And all because we just posted some like little life story stuff like, oh, isn't that cool?
Yeah.
But
and
it is pretty cool.
It is cool. It is really, really cool. And so we're expecting more on Wednesday. And Wednesday, we don't have an exact time. It could be in the morning. It could be in the afternoon.
Could be the end of the day, so it might be after we're able to make them available on the site, in which case Thursday would be the day. But so regardless,
we're hoping for Wednesday.
Yeah,
Fingers crossed for Wednesday. We have, like I said, we have so many people interested, and I think we're going to sell out of these pretty fast as well. Yeah. So,
we made a fun little video to promote it too. Like
we did.
I did.
Yeah.
I've had this video for like 2 days finished already, but I can't release it until they come back because I know the second that I put that live on YouTube, you're gonna get a bunch of people going, oh, and if they can't get it, well then you lost that opportunity to like connect people with what they're looking for. So do the responsible thing and wait.
I know it's really hard for if you're into video editing, you're into taking pictures and things like that. Once you have this final piece of work, you want to
share it with the world,
and it's so hard when you can't do that because you have to wait for something. So
I'll be the first to say we're not as responsible as some other companies when it comes to that stuff, because we'll finish something, we'll be like, I don't care about the just put it out there. It's awesome. Yeah, share it. And whereas like you see like these super curated, you see a lot of companies, they're very, very particular with how they put this stuff out. It's scheduled. It follows, a certain prescribed, whatever. And we're just kind of like, go, because it's fun and we just want to do it. And on one hand, okay, maybe you won't get necessarily the traffic you would if you had especially like, I know all the analytics on this stuff. But at the same time, I kind of feel like people appreciate that about us. They know like, oh, I'm gonna get the real from these guys. So
yeah, it's pretty much. It's just people getting excited. That's all the rag company is. People getting excited every day about something new.
Genuine enthusiasm. Enthusiasm for detailing cars,
towels, whatever. And
talk to us about it. We'll talk to you about it. It's fun.
So yeah, we're always excited. But anyways, that's kind of the rundown of the sprayers. Expect it for Wednesday. We'll definitely post about it. So the second they come in stock, and if we know for sure that they're going to go up on the website, we will make a post not only like on our stories, but we'll make a real post on Facebook, Instagram, and all that, so you guys will know. So keep an eye out on Wednesday.
Even still, I have no idea what kind of traffic this is going to get. This next batch is way bigger than our limited initial batch, but at the same time, based on the interest, I don't know how long they're going to last. I really don't know. So it's a fun experiment. Clearly, there's a lot of people interested in these things. I mean, if you kind of want to, for the people who may not be aware, okay, let's talk a little bit about the IK sprayers, what they are, why they work, the quality, all that stuff. I mean, for one, you're the one who found them, so you just kind of want to talk about, like, what about the product caught your eye?
So, really, so what caught my eye initially was actually just the way it looked, the way it was constructed. I mean, seeing this big, thick handle on the top, that was the first thing I liked, because Dane can actually hand me this example here of what we consider a cheap sprayer.
This may be what you're familiar with as, like, a normal cheapy, like, pesticide sprayer, bug sprayer, whatever.
Get them at Home Depot for $10.
Your local hardware store, or country supply store, depending on where you're located. I mean, for us, we got a lot of those, but they have this. Usually, it's like a very, very thin, skinny rod with like a very basic plastic kind of button-shaped, handle at the top, and those things break, man. They break all the time. Oh, great, you're dripping on the table.
Sorry. So this guy right here, the actual body of it isn't super thick. I could bend it in with my fingertips.
It's actually flexing.
It's flexing. So, but then the actual pump itself, it has a metal rod in there, but it's it's flimsy. It has a
there's
lot
some
of
flex,
play,
there's a lot of play, yeah.
So it doesn't feel nice. And then this handle is very,
I think it's how thin the handle is, like the
handle.
ergonomics of it. For anybody who's used a lot of things with handles on them, isn't it better to have something that actually, fills up your hand as opposed to like you have it basically like holding a phone flat.
Too.
It just
it's not.
Yeah,
ideal.
no, I mean it's clearly come out of like some really fairly basic.
And we're not kidding. I'm not going to sit here and hate on this Delta sprayer.
No, because
forever,
we've used these in many of our videos. Watch Wednesdays, you'll see he uses these, and they do their job.
They're not my favorite,
cheap.
But they're cheap.
You pick these because they're inexpensive, and okay, it breaks, you just buy a new one and you move on. That's a philosophy for some people. They don't want to buy a really high quality product and pay for it once. They'd rather just get a cheap product and keep paying for it every time it breaks because I'm careful, it won't break, and then it breaks.
Yeah,
but I mean that's okay if that's the route people want to go. I mean, they're more than welcome to do that. It's just when it comes to these sprayers, I think we have a little bit different mindset with them. So.
No, these. So like I said, the body is what the first thing I saw. I saw this thick handle, so this really hard like cartridge, this down at the bottom to hold all the liquid. And then just talking to the people that ran the company. I mean, talking to these awesome guys that gave me a good demo of the product, and I saw that it foamed, and I saw that it had really high
that
pressure.
blew your mind the first time you saw it, though. Like,
oh yeah, it was insane. Like I didn't believe what I was seeing.
That came out of
and
that.
Then
yeah.
I asked them, can I just hold it? And they're like, yeah, here. They threw me a couple just to hold, and I'm sitting there, fiddling with them, and I'm like, wow, like the quality of these is so. I mean, above and beyond anything I've ever felt. And I'm not just comparing it to this Delta sprayer. I mean, I've had plenty of other sprayers that are like this, and these still surpassed all of that. I mean, literally tenfold. So that's why I was so excited. And so, I mean, really getting into it, looking at the 35-ounce sprayer, for example, I kind of wish I had one around me, but the 35-ounce sprayer, when you look at it, it's not huge, but it does hold quite a bit. So 35 ounces, to give you guys an idea, you would mix 35 ounces of water to 1 ounce of Optimum car wash soap.
Would it be 34 because of the 35-ounce thing?
Yeah, or you can do 30. Yeah, so 34 ounces.
So
of
1
water.
Ounce is product, and then the rest is water. That's all it takes, at least with Optimum car soap.
And so an Optimum car wash soap is pretty thick, and it's pretty concentrated. So it works really well. You may have to add more depending on the product. I try to tell people that depending on what soap you're using, you have to do your own R&D.
Yeah, you
can
can use whatever you like. It's just we use Optimum car soap because that's what we have here in large supply, so it's easy access, and we had a chance to try it, and the foam that comes out of it is awesome.
Substantial. It's awesome. So
you'll see in the video that comes out.
So I mean, looking at it, I mean, you have this 35-ounce cartridge. Opening it up, I mean, you have a couple high-quality tubes in there. It has these really high-quality seals. I know it's I can't remember the exact term for it, but it's those seals that are acid resistant. That they're good for acids and safe for those things.
Yeah, they're no joke.
They're very high quality, but it just construction-wise, when you hold it, right when you feel it in your hands, you're like, this is high quality. And so they're imported from Spain. Those and the bigger 1.3 gallons, which are just as sturdy, just as high quality. The bigger,
I can't say this for sure, but it feels like you could run over it with a truck.
I agree. I'm not gonna. Don't quote us on that. But I agree when
don't
he
do
says
that. You paid money for that nice thing. You don't run it over, but it feels like it could survive some serious abuse.
Yeah. So basically, there's that, and then the 1.3 gallon. That thing feels extremely sturdy when you're actually standing over it and pumping. Like it's not moving, it's not wobbling.
Yeah, it's like it's got kind of a guide that stays straight and true as opposed to being kind of wobbly. Because you do get that with the cheaper ones. You feel the difference in the handle and the way it interacts with the lid it's in.
Yep. So basically, I mean, for a lot of people that have the questions, a lot of people asked us, well, what should I get, the 35 ounce or the 1.3 gallon? And it kind of comes down to the job and what you're doing and what application you're using it for.
You had a guy on the phone the other day you were talking to about that. And so that's a perfect example of...
So he picked up a 35 ouncer and he absolutely loved it. First thing he called to say is that he loved it. He's having an awesome time with it, but he was curious to ask, how long does that 35 ounce spray, once you pressurize it, how long does it last for until you run out of your foam and you have to repump it?
Fair question.
And I told him that you're probably going to see about the size of a door that you'd be able to cover in foam.
Like an SUV door.
Yeah. And he was like, okay, that gotcha. That makes sense because he he was under the impression that it may last longer, and I told him, well, it really just depends on how thick you want your foam. If you want this to be the thickest foam ever, you may only get 3/4 a door to a full door. If you're doing a light mist of foam, then there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to get at least 2 doors. And these are just examples, guys. So don't quote me on them.
It's all relative. I mean, depending on what temperature it is outside, your ambient temps, your mixture, all the stuff, the product you're using, all those variables. But at the same time, we've used these quite a bit already, and we found it to be fairly consistent, at least in our experience.
Yeah,
we're in high desert here.
It's just it's a matter of getting the dilution ratios right, and then
that is the most important.
That's a very important process, and then making sure that you're cleaning the foam, making sure you're making sure everything's clean. Don't let it
clog up.
Yeah, don't let it clog up. Don't let it sit there for days on end with all this pressure built up in it. Release the pressure. Make sure you're cleaning it. If you take care of it, it's going to last you forever. But the 1.3 gallon, though, once the customer asked me, what would the 1.3 gallon get me? And from our experimenting, once we pumped up the 1.3 gallon and pressurized it to its max, that thing was able to foam half of a car to about...
And not just any car, it was the freaking Escalade.
Yeah, it was the Escalade, and that was off of one pump session. So think of one pump session.
Like a 2011 Escalade. That's not a small vehicle.
And you could foam the entire half of a car on one pump session before you'd have to pump it up again, and you're using minimal product. I mean, minimal.
If you get a product that dilutes well, it makes life so easy with this stuff. I think a mistake a lot of people make is they go, oh, I want the most foam, and then they put in way too much soap. They end up wasting it. More is not better. If you put too much in there, you clog things up. You create a problem for yourself that you didn't need to have.
Because you have to remember, when you're creating this foam and you have soap inside this, it's not just pressurizing the bottle, but you're building all these extra suds and all this extra...
There's air in that. The air has to be able to
these
function.
Bubbles, and so it's not like you're running a straight liquid that's not going to start foaming or bubbling up. So that's one thing to keep in mind.
Watered down is not how you should look at a dilution. The water plays its role. It's important that you understand that and you don't just go, well, more is better and go nuts.
Yeah, you definitely. Less is better in the grand scheme of things. But as far as the sizes go, like what's the appropriate application for which one? If you picked up a 35 ounce, I would say the 35 ounce, if you are using is as a snow foamer and using car wash soap, just expect that you're probably going to have to pump it up a few times. You're probably going to need to refill it maybe once, maybe twice, depending on how big the vehicle is. You can foam an entire vehicle with it, and you can do a thick foam with the entire vehicle with it.
You're going to be pumping it a bunch, but that's the same with any sprayer.
You're just going to be pumping it
more with other sprayers. I found that with these ones, for what you got, it was more efficient when you pumped it. Just all around, it's a more efficient, use of that. And the best part is, once again, you're not tied to a hose, and you're not tied to a pressure washer, which would also require a hose.
Walk freely.
You just walk wherever you want. You could be in the middle of the desert, I feel like I'm going to foam my car. I don't know why I'm doing it out here, but I can do it, and that's what makes these cool. So I don't look at it as being the end all be all, but for the right kind of person, it's an awesome solution, especially like if you're mobile. If you're a mobile guy,
definitely. If you're
mobile, if you're a mobile guy and you like your equipment, more power to you. You want to hook up your generator and all that stuff, but maybe you're somewhere where there's like noise ordinances or something. This is a great way to get around that and still get the foam you're looking for without having to compromise on the quality of the foam.
Exactly.
So your compromise is just, oh no, I need to pump a few times. Fine. Okay.
Yeah. So the 35 ouncer, you can foam an entire car. Just keep in mind you're going to be pumping. I personally would like the 35 ouncer in my arsenal. I would like to use it with probably power clean diluted 3-to-1 for my wheels and tires because it does foam power clean beautifully. I would like it for using on my engine bays. I would like it for using maybe on the undercarriage or using it under the wheel wells, things like that. Like I said, you can foam a car with it, but if you are looking for if you're looking for more foam and you're looking for less pumping, then pick up the 1.3 gallon. If you're looking to save yourself time, in the entire process, go with the bigger size for that application for foaming the car, and then use the smaller 35 ouncer for your wheels, your engine bay, and things like that. But like I said, that's not saying that you can't use the 35 ouncer.
No.
You can. It's just a matter of you're going to
be pumping it more. You're going to be refilling it more.
Extra product. So,
if you have a job to do, probably if you've got like actual jobs you're going to, and it's something where efficiency is the most important thing, go with the bigger one.
Yeah.
But if it's something where you're you're a hobbyist and you just enjoy doing foam, or you want to do something like that, get the 35. But I think the 35 is actually a really good application. Yeah, for like wheels and stuff. You can spray power clean. Ferrics. I've heard.
Exactly.
They're designed to handle acids from what I understand.
They're suitable for acids.
They actually show like the scale and where on the pH scale it'll work, and it covers a pretty broad range.
So basically, I mean, as far as like neck and neck, like comparing the two, like let's just say you want to know what foam's better, what produces the best foam with car wash soap, they're identical. I mean, like they're neck and neck for producing the same quality of foam.
Yeah,
that's not the issue.
There's no FOMO, fear of missing out here. Like either way, you're going to get the same quality foam. It's just how far can you go with it. Yeah. So the longevity of how long you can keep going before you have to pump up again. That's literally the only difference. So for those people that had those questions, hopefully that answers that.
Hopefully that helps you guys out. But no. So moving on, one thing I was telling Dane about this morning. So this is something that can relate to all businesses, but it's kind of unfortunate that it had to happen to this particular one. So everybody knows who Chemical Guys is, and a lot of people use their products. I have their products at my house. I have a couple of their cleaners.
On your channel, you have a video.
I have a video
you're
where
doing
I'm
a whole
using
thing.
Chemical Guys stuff. So I'm not sitting here, saying that I don't like Chemical Guys, because I do. I think that a lot of their products are really good products, and so with that said, this morning I woke up to something super interesting. I checked my phone and I saw that somebody made a post on Facebook saying that they had picked up literally 5-6 polishers off of Amazon, all these Torque X polishers and Torque polishers from Chemical Guys, and they had picked up about 5 or 6 of these things for, I think it was like under $80. And I saw that and I was like, am I seeing that right? Like, am I too I'm like, I had to rub my eyes.
I think you're missing a zero there or something.
Do I need coffee or what's going on? I looked again, and then I looked down below, and I see there's 600 comments on this Facebook post that was posted several hours ago. And I start reading through it because I'm curious now what's going on. And basically, it looks like there was some type of pricing glitch on Amazon and eBay for most, like I'd say 3/4 of the Chemical Guys products on there.
And once again, this is like a cautionary tale. This isn't me to say anything. Whoever did, I'm sure they feel terrible for having I really screwed up. So
no,
we feel you, because we from time to time you do some on the website and there's a little thing. We get people who found a way to stack a coupon that shouldn't have been able to stack or something. That kind of thing happens. We go after it and we fix it, but at the same time it does happen. So this is just one of those cases where it was pretty bad.
Pricing mistakes happen all the time with any company. I've worked for one of the biggest supplement companies in the world, and there is pricing mistakes all the time. So it's something that happens, and it's totally understandable.
And if you're a customer who gets it, good on you for being sharp and being able to look out for that stuff. Also,
that's
I respect the hustle.
Yeah. So basically, I get on there and I start going through all these comments, and people are buying these polishers. They were not on sale. There was a price glitch to where they're getting the polishers, product, and pads for under $10. And it was on every single one of them. And they were getting the huge bucket deals with tons of products for like $9. And so they were. I mean,
I didn't hear about that one.
I mean, realistically, it was almost like there was a zero that was forgotten on all these prices. And so not only was it on Amazon, but apparently it was on eBay as well. So these guys in this thread are making off with, they're going into Amazon and buying hundreds of dollars for them worth of product. If you
run a business and you're not savvy about this kind of thing, word about this stuff spreads so fast.
Yeah. It
doesn't matter even what community it's in or any of that stuff. I mean, detailing happens to be one, but this happens in a lot of industries. When word gets out on something like that, people are hip to it, especially where there's crossover between the professional and the enthusiast community, because everybody wants to get in on that when they find that that
and there's also one site
that hole in the defense,
Slick Deals doesn't really help either. So the second you post that, it'll go viral. But so it was just it was super unfortunate to see that these people, were able to really take advantage of the situation. And, I can't say I haven't done something like this before, but it was just, that would be a huge hit on a company, and I really feel bad for them. And so,
and the company, in most cases, can choose whether or not to, ship that stuff if they catch the issue.
Yeah.
But in a lot of cases, you end up with bigger companies. They don't always have, people able to communicate directly with the people who can stop that in time.
Exactly.
So folks that get away with it, they got a good deal.
A lot of these deals are being fulfilled by Amazon, which was a problem.
Right. So the company doesn't even touch on that.
The company probably had no idea that these were going out for as cheap as they were. And so I was looking back through the thread thinking, okay, well, maybe Amazon's going to catch on to this and they're going to cancel the order, because that's common. They'll do that and cancel and refund the money.
So naturally, you're following the story as it develops, going like, well, what happened?
So what's it's kind of like watching like what happens next. And I kept going down through, and I see people posting these pictures showing that these orders are actually being fulfilled and shipped out. Like, they're getting the shipping notifications. And I'm like, holy crap. Like, this is basically, these people are going in and spending hundreds of dollars to them at that price, meaning that's reflecting on probably $1,000 to $2,000, of retail price. So they're scoring these deals, literally at 10% of probably what the normal retail cost would be, which is absolutely insane. So it was definitely a price glitch. And I think I was actually going back through my feed, and I actually saw that Chemical Guys did post that they were having a post-Black Friday sale on Amazon and on eBay, saying that there was...
But it doesn't matter what kind of sale you're holding, you don't have a sale like that.
No, yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I think
I really doubt that was...
There was definitely something that they were doing with the pricing last night for this post-Black Friday sale that I think may have glitched, or there may have been some type of, wrong input or something at some point
kind of backfired
to drop it down to as low as it was. So anyways, long story short, for the people that did get their orders, I guess enjoy them, but I do feel bad for Chemical Guys, because that is like I said, that's kind of a big hit.
Yeah, regardless of what you think, somebody running a business like that happens to you. For detailers listening, imagine if somebody was, obviously, you're a detailer, you'd see what's going on in most cases in your shop, but just imagine somebody's able to get away with like
selling $5 details. What if imagine if you did all this work or whatever you did, and at the end of the day, maybe you
40-hour job, $5.
You had some kid doing your invoices for you and doing your money for you, and he's only charging these people $5 when he needs to be charging them, $300. So that would not be good. You would hate that. So I really feel bad for him. Hopefully maybe some of those orders get figured out, or maybe there's some type of compromise. If they do fulfill them, then you know what? The people that got the polishers and the product, then use it. Maybe
pretty cool.
Maybe try to promote them, do something for them, since you got it for such a screaming good deal. But I guess it is what it is. I did want to bring that up. I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to.
It's no bashing. It's simply addressing, a concern that you see when you're like, "Wow, that happened."
Yeah.
But it can happen to anybody's business. If you're doing e-commerce, that's.
And I can't sit here and tell you guys not to take advantage of a situation, because
at the same time, you see that it's pretty tempting.
Yeah. I know how it works. I know, but you still want to keep in mind that they are a company. They are a company that's trying to, be successful, and they're trying to make sales. And I'm sure they're big enough to where it's not going to hurt them as bad. But if that was us, that would really put a dent in us if we had some type of pricing error like that. And let's just say like a pack of our towels went from being $10 to $1 shipped or something like that.
Well, and I'll be the first to say, because I do know some people look and they're like, oh, the Red Company, their sales are like, it's like 10 or 15% or, maybe 20% on like a really big sale for us. The reason for that, the reason why we don't have like 50 and 60% blowout sales all the time is because we don't mark our stuff up like crazy in the first place. So when you see our stuff, it's like an everyday low price, but you may all remember like when JCPenney's, like a decade back, they tried their whole like, we're not going to do any kind of sale doorbuster stuff. We're just going to give the best price possible. And people will like that. Well, everybody wants to feel like they're getting a deal.
Yeah.
And they don't like it when they see a price and they can't get a better price. So they can't like see a number and then see a lower number and go, ha, I'm getting that.
Well, I mean, it's kind of the mentality of, I mean, Black Friday, for example, right? A lot of these companies that are doing these Black Friday sales are actually running those same exact sales 2 weeks prior.
I could buy that same product in June for a lower price.
Yeah.
But because it's Black Friday, because everybody knows by now the psychology behind it,
it's psychology,
you're just like,
oh,
60%, that's mine.
That's a better deal.
But yeah, it's just something to be aware of. And I know we're not telling you anything you probably don't already know, but it's just one of those things. And I like to point that out because, you know, when we have a 20% off sale, that's a big deal from us.
You're getting a really good deal.
So when those happen, they're rare, but they do happen. And, you know, when it comes to like Black Friday or something, in our case, we're not bumping up the price on Black Friday and then doing a big sale or anything. It's just you could check it year to year and actually see that it's just what it is. I mean, we're a small enough company. We don't have the time to sit there and like maliciously dial with all that stuff because you do see that in some cases. But anyway, I mean, that's just one of those things. Yeah. So enjoy the 20% off sales is what I'm saying.
Enjoy the sales.
The 10% off sales, also cool. But you're
definitely, you guys are getting a good deal. Yeah. So kind of moving back to social media. So we were talking earlier about, you know, sharing these stories, you know, these snap-like stories to where, you know, you guys get to see maybe an unedited video behind the scenes of maybe what we're doing and kind of whether you guys like that stuff or not. I mean, we've been thinking about doing more of that and maybe...
Based on the interest, it feels like maybe we should be doing more of it because we haven't really done any.
Yeah, because we get questions about whether or not we have Snapchat. We've gotten that question quite a bit, and
I was always kind of weirded out about that. Like businesses with Snapchat, it was just strange to me.
Is that something that you want
I have
to follow?
The app and I check, and I'm just like, okay, so you've got like ESPN and like all these other companies, and they have Snapchat.
Doing these exciting.
They're basically like just
things.
Doing ads for themselves on here, I guess, but. If people want that, I mean, I don't see why we couldn't do that. We would just, you know, need to actually be responsible and update it because we're the social media team. Yeah. We are the ones who run that. So all two of us. So yeah, you see the videos and everything. That's us.
Yeah.
So
and it's more, I guess it's more work than what it seems because, you know, we try to stay relevant. We try to stay up with what other people are doing. And there's a lot of work that goes into social media, especially for the companies out there. I mean, that I give respect to the bigger companies out there in the detailing industry that actually take high quality photos for everything. I'm talking, they'll take DSLR shots, they'll Photoshop it, they'll have it scheduled for an upload, and they're going to do all this stuff.
For Instagram, because Instagram is all very app based.
Yeah.
So generally the assumption is, there's a picture on your feed. It's because you took it with your phone.
Yeah.
But that's not always the case.
Yeah. So basically,
there are some very pretty pictures.
These companies, I mean, they're pretty much what they're doing is they're taking a photo with a DSLR, they're uploading it to their computer, they're taking it through Photoshop, they're outputting it, they're exporting it as a high-res file. And then what they're doing is they're taking that, sending it to their phone or uploading it to their phone, however they do it, and then decompressing it and putting it into, you know, Instagram. And so it's still a high quality photo, and it looks really, really nice, but now, you know, their whole feed is high quality photos, whereas, I mean, for me, whenever I see like a cool shot or whatever it is, I just want to take a picture and put it up to show you guys and show you a cool, wicked stack of towels or show you.
And that's not to say there's anything wrong with raising the bar, you know, quality-wise. Like, you want to do that.
It's just time consuming.
Yeah, it's just when you look at the amount of time factored into it, you have to ask yourself, is it worth it for me to spend the time to do this, or could my time be better spent doing other things?
Yeah,
like we could crank out a video a day, but would the quality go down? I mean, there's only two of us.
Yeah,
so
there's only two of us. That's
we turn them out as fast as we can, but there's only two of us. So, and we mix in all that video editing and stuff with so many other things. I mean, the editing and stuff is only a small chunk of our days.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we're video editing. We're having meetings. We're talking about products. We're doing a little bit of everything from day to day. So I mean, really, any bit of time that we're spent doing something, like say, like for example, if I was editing a picture for a couple hours, that would definitely go into our other time that we have for the podcast, or going into our meeting time and things
and that's
like
for
that.
a picture,
and that's
a picture
that
may or may not get traffic.
Yeah. Exactly. So
I mean, the harsh reality is sometimes you'll put stuff out there. We'll be the first to tell you. Like, you put it out there and you're stoked. You're thinking, this is going to be the one. This is going to be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And then it flops on its face. And you're just like, what? happened? And you're not sure because when it comes like these social media, setups and everything, the algorithms are always changing, whether it's YouTube in particular. It can be, I think a lot of people can speak to that as creators where they're like, man, I don't know if my subscribers are even seeing what I'm putting out there, because half the times like click the little bell and then maybe you'll see it, because apparently clicking the bell is like one step past subscribing. But that was a whole thing where it's like, I think they just almost don't want people to find your stuff sometimes. So that can be a pain. But like with Instagram too, it's like, does everything show up chronologically? You find posts in your feed that are like 4 days old, and you're going, hold on. Yeah, but everything is so, I don't know, it's curated now. It's very, it's not, I think in a lot of cases they operate under the how they think people assume it should work, because people look at something like a feed and they assume, oh, it's a feed. It's like a timeline. It's chronological. The oldest stuff will appear at the bottom. The newest stuff appears at top. Yeah, to a degree, but then you start to notice like little anomalies along the way, and you're going, wait a second, this isn't totally cut and dry. This isn't black and white anymore. This is something else. So, yeah, who knows if it's, this is where I get into the weeds on this stuff, because I'm always curious. Just wondering what's going on behind the scenes there. But
it's and that's what's really hard. I mean, we've, especially with making videos, I mean, we had a really good conversation with David Patterson, not Lake Country David Patterson, but that dude in blue, David Patterson, from YouTube, and he has 700-something thousand subscribers on YouTube, and
pretty solid base.
And it was funny because we were there at Top Golf talking with him, and we're like, hey man, just like in your opinion, have you you've been doing YouTube for 5-6 years now, have you yourself figured out how everything works on YouTube with views and money?
You figure
and all
somebody
that.
of his stature and his position there would probably have it figured out by now, because he's doing very well.
Yeah.
I mean, you see that, and you see a lot of, I mean, the car YouTube scene is a very specific audience. Yeah.
And so I asked him, like, have you figured it out? Or, I mean, and he's like, honestly, man, no. Like, he's like, I'll spend days and days and days editing a video, something that I'm so proud of, like my finest, my production quality, everything that I could do to make that video awesome, and it will get 10,000 views. And I'm like,
and to some of you, maybe that sounds like a lot, but when you have that many subscribers, that's not what you're looking for.
and then he's like, okay, and then I spend 2 hours on a video, pretty much almost unedited and uncut, and I upload it, and I get 3 million views.
Yes, and then it goes nuts. It goes viral. People go, ah.
And he's like, and I haven't figured it out. He's like, I've been doing it for so many years. I have so many, hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and I still haven't figured it out. It's really super hit or miss, and it's just a matter of.
Which might be a little discouraging for everybody, like trying to make it, but at the same time, it also means, hey, you're on the same playing field that they are, so you're not there yet, but you could just as easily be or not be at that position if you just stick to it. And some people, they'll stick to it. Other people go, well, this sucks, and they'll give up. But
it's a matter of sticking to it, staying consistent, and really just, I mean, any type of little twist that you can do to add a little bit of your own flair, your own personality into whatever you're doing on YouTube makes the biggest difference. I mean, anything from like a tagline or something like that you say at the beginning of every video.
It's a dose of your personality at the very least. For me, it's the way I edit stuff. Yeah. I think like people go, oh, that's a Dane video. Yeah. Because it's weird. But I choose to like focus on odd things. But yeah, but like in your case,
it's details. It's attention to detail. Yeah,
you have a personality. People like it. That's why I'm behind the camera and you're in front of it. But that's it's fun.
I just try to make it fun. I try to make it like entertaining for people to watch. And some people actually don't even like entertaining. Some people would rather it be cut and dry, and that's totally fine for those type of people that like that.
There are other businesses that make videos for those people. There's definitely on YouTube, there's no shortage of content. You will find what you're looking for if you keep digging. But like even in Levi's case, like the way he presents is different than a lot of other detailers you get doing detailing videos. He's got his own way of doing things.
Levi just does it as it is, man.
Yeah, that's the thing is like I know there's a lot of guys out there with their scripts, they're tight and they do that stuff, and it's awesome. Like it really is super straightforward, awesome information, and if that's what you're looking for, that's perfect for you. In the case of our stuff, a lot of it is kind of more loosey-goosey, a little more stream of consciousness, what's happening. We have a rough idea when we go into things.
A rough idea. When we say rough, I'm talking like rough.
There's not a word-for-word
We
script.
have shapes figured out before.
I mean, like this stuff, we only kind of pay attention to what it says on the notes. I write these up in the mornings when we do the podcast, and we're still just kind of like off in the weeds half the time, not paying attention to what's on the page. But that's just to bring us back to reality when we got it. But like Levi's kind of the aw shucks, does the good stuff. But he's an expert. He knows his stuff.
What you see with Levi on camera is what you're going to get with Levi off camera.
If you were to talk to him in person, he's the exact same person.
Exact same person. So, I mean, he just does it as is, and he's never scripted. I mean, he never has any scripts or anything like that. Same thing. I never script
we
anything.
never know what's coming either.
we just kind of roll with the punches and go with the flow because I mean, as long as we can avoid saying every other word or
and that's an issue.
As long as we can avoid those and keep it more fluid to where we're talking and filling words, with every sentence.
But hey, that's what editing is for. So
so
we'll fix it in post.
There's a lot to it, but it's just a matter of knowing that you're on a level playing field with everybody else, and just try and put your own little twist on it, and hopefully people will catch up and you'll build a following and people will like what they see.
Try not to live and die by the numbers. Just keep being you, keep putting your stuff out there, and eventually you could very well become the person that other people go, I wish I could get to that level,
Well, I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, if you were to say, hey, Anthony, you can either have 100,000 subscribers, but only of which maybe 500 of those people will be active and maybe commenting on
truly
your stuff,
engaged with what you're putting out
and
there,
liking your posts and things like that. Or you could have, let's cut that in by a tenth. You have 10,000 subscribers who each one of them, you have 10,000 fully active subscribers that are constantly engaging your stuff. I would
rather have a smaller audience that cares than a humongous audience that's just barely interacting.
Yeah, exactly. And so you definitely want the interaction. You want that. It's almost like the cult following is better than having the mass following.
Well, that's
sometimes.
What's funny. People don't realize, like, when you downvote a YouTube video, it counts the same way as an upvote does.
Yeah,
at least as far as what you're able to tell, it just counts as interaction, like engagement level. So, you downvoted that? You really hate it? Oh, well, you actually helped the guy out by downvoting it. Well, turns out there's really not a way to express your disgust at their video except for writing mean comments. So, but by the way, writing mean comments, still engagement.
Yeah, still engagement. Yeah, so
that's where they do the whole "there's no such thing as bad press." But I mean, it differs for everybody, of course. But no, it's one of those cases. Like, okay, say for example, we'll talk about your All Day Anthony YouTube channel. I know you're like, oh no, what'd you do that?
I hate talking about my YouTube
But think about it this way: you have videos out there, and then you got that one video that just
I know
compared to the others, and on one hand, you probably have a hunch why it does better than the others, but at the same time, it found its audience.
I put the same amount of effort into every other video. I mean, maybe even less effort on that one, but it's just a matter.
He's a moto vlogger, for those who don't know.
Well, I'll make videos on my motorcycles and in my cars and things like that, and I'll just kind of, vlog about those type of things, and some people like them, but it's. Yeah, it's just a matter of, I kind of go into each video not really knowing, if this is going to be the big hit or not, or if it's not, and I just make them and kind of watch them as they unfold, and it's just kind of funny seeing, like, a video that maybe I'll spend an hour on, I'll see that get 100,000 views, where I'll see a video where I've spent 5 hours on, and it'll get 500 views, and it's interesting to see it play out, but I don't know. Either way, I'm happy.
It's a gamble every time.
I'm happy with.
But at the same time, one thing that a lot of people don't think about, and this is something where I always kind of have just a little bit of optimism, is no matter how old a video gets, it could still pop up in someone's, recommended or something like that. I mean, it could be from 8 years ago, and suddenly your video gets a new audience. Like, I noticed a few of our videos recently, like some of the Wash Wednesdays. One of the reasons I like the Wash Wednesdays is they're car videos almost as much as they're detailing videos. Yeah. So they attract the car audience. So even though the videos may be months old in some cases, every now and then you'll see a spike and you can think, oh, somebody probably shared this on a forum for that car or something to that effect or in a group. Yeah. And it's fun to see that, and you're like, oh, good, it's getting some love.
The car, because I mean, if you were to have a detailing video from, let's just say, 8 years ago, it may not be relevant to today's standards anymore because, detailing products have changed, detailing, styles have changed. It's, but whereas if you have a car in that video and you make the video a lot about the car just as much as the detailing, then that video will probably always stay relevant as long as that car is being searched. So I mean, like a 2010 Raptor, 10 years from now, if somebody wants to go back and look for a 2010 Raptor and they see that video, they'll probably get a pretty good understanding of that truck while also seeing it being washed. And they may think, 10 years from now, they might have some crazy detailing stuff. But
or like Jason's Evo. I mean, that one definitely clicked with the Evo crowd. It seems. So
a lot of people like that video.
Which reminds me, I think we got to get to work on our next Wash Wednesday, man.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we missed you guys this month. Sorry about that. There's just so much other stuff going on. It couldn't happen, but we will be recording one. What do you say?
I think we're here in the next week or so. So we reached out to a local car community, car page, to see who would be interested in doing like a some winter Wash Wednesdays, meaning that. We want to go out.
We've never done it before, so it'll be kind of fun.
Take the car out in the snow, whatever that car is, or truck or whatever, and we want to, go Baja in the snow or go do some.
It's probably going to be 4 or all-wheel drive. It's got to be. So
So we reached out and we found some really cool cars that wanted to do something, but they were. They're rear-wheel drive and they were pretty high performance, so we're thinking that's
I know. Somebody out there screaming, snow tires, come on, just put snow tires and you're fine. And in a lot of cases that's the case. But we're trying to appeal to the winter audience here, so you might as well just go with the all or four-wheel drive. But.
So we're probably, I know another guy with an Evo 10 who's really interested, who's wanting to do something. We had a couple other people with trucks interested. I want to find like Dane likes weird cars. I would love to find another weird.
I'm all about the weird cars.
Like we had the lifted Volvo, which would have been awesome here in the winter. But
I know people look at that and they're like, "You're gonna detail that," but it was so fun, and people do like that video. Like it's a fun video, and that's one of those ones that got attention long after it had already been out.
If you guys haven't seen the lifted Volvo video, you guys got to go watch it.
The first 5 seconds, you're like, oh, either I love or hate this instantly because the owner's kind of a character too.
He's a character. We made it fun though. It's a crazy lifted Volvo station wagon with an LS swap in it. That's also turbo.
The LS wasn't enough. We also he strapped a turbo to it. So he's putting like what 500 plus at the wheels. It was not at the crank. At the wheels, so
Whenever I tell people it was sketchy fast, that's what it was.
I had to ride in the jumper seat in the far back with like a GoPro on
and we were out there hitting the canyons.
That thing should not turn. It's not good when it tries to go into a corner.
It was so much fun though, because it gave you that feeling, that pulling. Like
if you're looking for visceral, that's why people like older cars. Sometimes is like newer cars may be faster and better in a lot of respects, but something about older cars, you just love the visceral feel of it. Like you hear the rattles and the squeaks and stuff, but you don't care. You like it. You like it because it makes you feel alive.
Yeah, and I just
because of how close you could be to not being alive.
Yeah, to not being alive. Like when he was steering that thing, dude. Like the steering wheel had so much play in it. Like there was so much play before it actually started turning, and he's like, "Yeah, the brakes. I think the brakes will be okay. They're the stock brakes.
No,
they should be fine." So.
Yeah,
dude.
Please watch that video if you haven't already, because that is a hoot. Anthony forgot to turn the microphone on for his in-car interview, like he normally does. But we got lots of exterior footage, and we were able to use audio from outside the car anyway. So you get a whole lot of like V8 vrooming, and it's pretty gnarly.
You hear
sounding.
some turbos. You hear some.
Yeah,
you hear some cool things. But no, we would like to get something like that on a Wash Wednesday. I wish. I mean, I guess I wish I was more part of like the lifted truck, Jeep community around here. I wish I knew some more
Levi's
people,
totally into that stuff, so I'm sure he could hook us up with some people with that sort of thing.
Get something cool.
But there are like people wouldn't know it, but there are some very cool weird cars here.
Yeah, we have some really cool stuff up here in Boise.
Like I would love to get the local Ariel Adam on here sometime. That would be pretty cool.
I think I know a guy.
I think I know a guy.
I know a guy with one of those. So,
anybody want to see a Pinsgauer on a? Yeah. There's some cool stuff. Yeah. I'm not sure how exciting the drive of that would be, going 40 miles an hour in the Pinsgauer, but
yeah, we have some pretty cool cars around here. We have a lot of people interested in doing more Wash Wednesdays. It's really a matter of time. That's like a biggest thing. We've been talking about time and time management with social media, and how it's just me and Dane. And
we're making it up as we go sometimes. So.
And when you see these Wash Wednesdays, you have to remember these whole Wash Wednesdays. This entire production is just me and Dane. There's nobody else involved.
I'm the guy running the camera. He's the guy talking, and then the person whose car it is the other person. That's usually it.
That's the entire production. There's nobody else for rolling shots. I mean, basically, we'll film a lot of the footage. I will be hanging out of Dane's Miata with a camera in my hand.
Watch the Shelby GT350R video for that, and wait for the teaser at the very end, because that's a great little send off, and it shows the dangers of
mounting
sometimes cameras don't always.
Yeah.
So check that out.
It's always fun though. Like we have a blast whenever we're doing it. We always think that this is this is part of our job, and we get to have a lot of fun, Well,
because I was always inspired by the Smoking Tire Matt Farah's one takes. Like that was always something I loved watching and stuff. And I thought, is there a way to adopt something like that into a detailing kind of format? And that's basically what we tried to do with Wash Wednesday. So,
well, we did. I mean, it's a thing. We've made videos.
It's seat of your pants kind of style stuff. I mean, I edit it, and I spent a long time editing it because every episode seems to come out to be half an hour long. But it's like a full episode of TV. Like you watch Overhauling or something of Velocity, and then I'm gonna watch Wednesday now.
Yeah, I mean, like it's something you would sit down with like a TV dinner.
Yeah,
or,
it's not a quick watch.
Grab some popcorn and put it up on your TV and watch it, because it's all high quality stuff. Most
people got like a Roku or an Apple TV or something now. They can pop YouTube up on their TV.
Yeah. So
yeah.
No. Anyways, guys, I think that's pretty much. I mean, everything we had to cover for today. I mean, really,
Whatever happened to your wheels? You were getting those wheels on your Evo.
Oh,
yeah. So what's the story there? What happened?
So the wheels. Yeah, I did talk about that last week. So my wheels. So I pretty much settled on the fact that I'm keeping these wheels. They're 18 by 9.5 inch wheels, so they're pretty aggressive.
That's a beef.
At a 25 offset. So I'm keeping the wheels though. I looked at them. I love the way they look. I love the color. They're this cool bronze color. They have this aggressive lip on them. And that's said and done. I'm keeping the wheels. Now I'm coming across a problem to where my tires that I had previously will not work on these wheels, because now I have such a small amount of clearance in my wheel wells that it's not going to work.
The second you even kind of corner, it just...
Oh, yeah. Well, 3/4 lock, I'm on the fender liner. Like, I'm saying, I barely turn the car and I'm on the fender liner. So what I'll have to do...
For someone as crazy about their paint as you, and just the general, body, panel, everything, any kind of horrifying
that's close to paint is scary. So basically... what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to get a 35 series tire. So I'm going to go like a 35 255 versus
getting pretty thin.
versus the 40 245. I know, and it's probably not going to be as comfortable, but I'd rather have that clearance there than rubbing away my side skirt and fender liner.
I mean, let's be real. It's an Evo 9, so it wasn't that comfortable to begin with.
No, it's not that comfortable.
And that's okay. Cars don't always need to be comfortable.
It doesn't need to be comfortable.
It's not as daily, so...
It needs to handle and it needs to go when I press on the gas. So, but yeah, so I think I have that wheel situation figured out. I just now it's just a matter of there's a lot of money going out the door because I got wheels now. I need to get some new tires and it's Christmas time too. So I'm sitting here thinking about myself, or I should be thinking about giving versus
come on.
I know.
What's that all about?
I need to get my act together. And my girlfriend asked me. She's
you better get your girlfriend something nice.
She decorated our house over the weekend. It's like Christmas.
I still need to do that. If I'm gonna have a Christmas party at my house, I need to get that stuff like
Christmas rager.
I don't know about that.
I have my outfit figured out for your party, but
ugly sweaters galore.
Yeah, we decorated my house, and I hung Christmas lights over this last weekend, dude. Climbing up on top of that roof, just super sketchy hanging these. I was hanging those gutter clips, and they also can go underneath your shingles. And so,
when you're in a newer house, like my house was built a little while ago, so in the case of mine, I'm going up there and I'm looking and going, oh yeah, some of these shingles could probably use a replacement.
Yeah.
Like looking at it, it's like, oh yeah, when I first got this house and I remodeled it, it was great then, but it's been a while.
It's been a hot minute.
like cars, like anything, maintenance is key, and I'll be honest, I'm not always the best at maintenance.
Yeah.
So
well, yeah, I mean.
Cars I take care of.
House maintenance.
Obviously with the cars, but with my house, it's like I walk inside, furnace works, all the other stuff works. Great.
Yeah, life's good.
Yeah.
No, so yeah, I my girlfriend she bought all sorts of Christmas gifts, and she started decorating under the tree, and I'm counting. I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm like, I see 5, 6 gifts that are for me. Is that right? And she's like, yeah, I already did a lot of your Christmas shopping. And she's like, have you gonna start wrapping anything? And I'm sitting here like, I haven't even bought anything yet.
You monster.
So I need to start getting on Amazon or.
I think the commenters are
gonna
start giving suggestions. Shame you into it.
Gosh,
so
I know. So I need to get on that. But no, that's my wheel situation.
That's the whole deal. Yeah.
My whole deal there. So, anyways, guys, so we talked about the IK sprayers. Letting you guys know, touching up again. They're going to be here hopefully on Wednesday. We'll keep you updated.
If not then Thursday.
Yep.
So
we'll post on Wednesday if they come in. If not, it'll be Thursday morning. As far as the input on the IG stories, if you guys want to see more of those, like quick little snaps, let us know down in the comments of this video or podcast, whatever you're watching this on. Let us know your thoughts and see if you guys want to see more of that lifestyle stuff behind the scenes.
I think we'll try doing a little bit more of that and just see if it catches on. Because the nice thing about what I always like about the live stuff is you do it. It's done. You didn't need to edit it. Yeah. I'm an editor. I love editing. But
yeah, he does.
He
loves editing.
Yeah, I live for editing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's one of those things where, okay, I get the appeal. So I can do that. I can hold a camera and just go, well, I guess I'm done.
I guess this is
I guess this is it.
This is about as high production as it's going to get.
Yep.
So anyways, guys, I think that wraps it up for today.
All right, guys. Well, let us know what you thought in the comments below. And as always, stay tuned for the next Rag Company podcast. We really enjoy talking to you guys every week. This is probably the most organized thing we do here because it happens every Monday.
Yeah.
Even if the guy's not here. So, I mean, we try. But we really appreciate, and we can see the audience is growing. So it's really cool to see that. So thank you, guys. At any rate, we'll see you next week, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
right.
till
then.
then,
Catch you guys later.
Adios.